Hello and welcome to the Sun Times Online, Desimartini. My name is Ranveer and the guest that we have today is an author in her own right. We have the one and the only Zoya Akhtar. Hello Zoya and welcome to Hindustan Times.
Thank you for having me here.
Zoya, at the very outset, congratulations for Gully. It's a lovely film.
Thank you.
And I personally feel it is a one of sorts for that matter. So my first question to you is the fact that this film itself has made Bombay a character. How did you go about it?
I try to do that in all my work. Is where it's set and what it's done has to be part of the story and part of the narrative, and therefore becomes a character. So whether I've done another Mumbai story which was Luck by Chance, but that was very studios and certain like a Mada kind of housing, different kinds of homes, different kinds of social stratas within the film industry, and sets and locations and stuff like that. So you shoot it in a particular way, you navigate those spaces in a particular way, whether it was a road trip in Spain, whether it's the ship that you're on, and this time again back in the city. You have to, the locations have to add to the narrative. So with this, it was what is Murad's world, and how is Murad's world different from my world, and what does he see, and what are the spaces that he can inhabit, what are the spaces that welcome him in, what are the spaces where he'll only be outside, whether it's a club, whether it's the owner's house where he works, where he won't be allowed in. What are the kind of, and we went for a particular kind of architecture, we went for a particular kind of thing that can define Bombay in a particular way.
As far as the city is concerned, Zoya, there are multiple shades to it. And you can actually show the city in different lights, especially because you have these skyscrapers, and just beside them you have these slums. There are so many other things that can be mentioned in a film, that can be showcased in a film for that matter. So the fact that Dharavi was Murad's world, how was it shooting in Dharavi?
It was fantastic.
What about the people? Were they collaborative?
It was my best shooting experience in India on a location.
What are you saying?
My best shooting experience on a location in India was Dharavi. They are very used to shooting, so they understand what it is, and they understand that you're working. It's not like shooting kar rahe hain to party kar rahe hain. They have a right to come in there. They don't have the time. They don't have the time to be starstruck. They're all working people. They have a lot of respect for your job, and you have to give that respect back because you're in their space. And they really were cooperative, collaborative. They helped us. They were they're just very decent folk. So if you requested them and said, "Sir, can you step aside? I want to take a shot," they'd like, "Absolutely," and step aside.
Okay.
They would never bother you. And I've never had that experience anywhere else in India than in Dharavi.
But then the fact that you were shooting with, Alia Bhatt, you were shooting with Ranveer Singh, they have an immense fan following.
Of course they do.
So what about,
They're very respectful. They didn't jump on anybody. They just didn't. They would just watch from far, they would wave, they would move on. That's it. If you would be shooting somewhere, someone's looking out of a window, you'd be like, "Auntie, aap band kar sakte ho." They would shut the window. They were very respectful people. They were really decent people. They are in the film, a lot of them. Sometimes you'd be like, "Sir, can you come in? Or can we shoot here? Can we look here?" They were fine.
What about the permissions? Everybody knows it for a fact that shooting in Bombay is actually a big ordeal for that matter as far as permissions are concerned.
No, we got a lot of help from the government. They helped us shoot in the city. Of course we don't break laws, and we don't harass people, and we don't hassle people on the streets, but they were very helpful. The police, everyone was very helpful.
Okay, so there was...
People really helped us. It was good. We had no problems.
Zoya, with the kind of films that you make, there is a marked difference from the mainstream masala commercial films for that matter, and your films, they are very different. In the world space, if you come to think of it, what is that one parameter that would actually set India as as a country who would churn out films that would be on the parallel lines of filmmakers like Tarkovsky and Kurosawa and Mizoguchi for that matter.
Tarkovsky is like...
And many others for that matter.
It's a very different
Yeah,
genre.
it's a very different genre. Yeah.
No, but I just think that we just need to make more honest movies.
Okay.
I think we just need to make more honest films. I don't think the world is interested in our fantasies. I think the world is interested in our reality. I think the world is interested in our truth. It's interested in our contemporary reality. It's interested maybe in our folklore and our mythology even.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they are interested in our history and our truth. They are not interested in what our aspirations are. Those films are not going to work for them.
Absolutely.
They don't care. They have their own set. They want to know about us culturally. They want to know about us people, because at the end of the day, the world with human beings, you are all the same, and there are those marked differences.
Yeah.
So you have to keep the humanity the same. Emotionally, the pitch will be the same, but your reality is different from theirs. They need that reality. They need to come in there to see something they don't know about you.
How was it working with Ranveer, and how did you handle his energy, for that matter?
His energy is incredible. I'm glad for it.
Yeah.
You know, and there's nothing to handle. He knows what he's doing. He's a very superior actor. So he knows the part he's playing, and he just comes in there and does what he has to do.
Yeah, but then I guess it was in one interview that you said that, he just gives a shot and it's like too much, and then later on he realizes that, okay.
Sometimes. That's not every time. That's not every shot.
Or it's just
once in a while. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and what about Alia?
Alia is my first collaboration with her.
Yeah.
And I want to continue working with her.
She's a wonderful actress.
She's not just a wonderful actress, she's just a very, very special human being. You know, she actually is, I don't know, there's something very centering, very calm quality about her. And it's lovely to have that presence and that energy around you and on set. And she's a delight. She's an absolute pleasure to have around. And there's something she's very kind. She's a very kind, empathetic person.
A compassionate being.
Yeah. She's lovely. So it's really nice to have her. She's funny, she's charming. I mean, and she's a cracker of an actress. So you never have to worry about that. You always get what you want. She's prepared, she's professional. I really don't know if there's anything wrong with her.
The fact that this film deals with poetry, rap and hip-hop and all of that. Poetry has been there, in the Indian diaspora, in the Indian scenario, for a long time. People love lyrics. So when you first, stumbled upon, such poetries by Naezy and these Gully rappers, for that matter, what actually went on in your head that you actually thought that, I would make a film on this?
Nothing went on in my head. It was just nobody else.
No, what actually made you, call out a decision, for that matter, to make a film?
I like the genre of music.
Okay.
So that's the first thing that attracted me. Secondly, the stories they were telling, their stories, their personal stories they were telling, there's no representation of that in the mainstream at all.
Okay.
And that attracted me to them. The fact that they were out there and they were putting their stories out, whether you wanted to hear it or not. They had a voice and they were using it.
Absolutely.
And that was interesting to me, and that was attractive to me. And the fact that no one was saying those stories, and they were out there telling their truth, that is what attracted me.
Okay. So with that, we come to the end of this wonderful conversation with Zoya Akhtar. My name is Ranveer. Within the Sun Times Online, Desimartini.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.